That case has Max preoccupied and bleary-eyed. Nice try, Jade, but Reb hasn't worked a case in years. He just oversees, charms, asks a few tough questions in court when they want to intimidate someone. June snatched her handbag from the seat and stuffed it into her lap. He's probably schmoozing someone in the governor's office, hoping he'll get a special appointment should one ever open up. Reb has political aspirations? Jade crested the hill and rounded the bend toward the Bensons' white brick estate. Jade, have you learned to tune out his ramblings already? Reb wants to run the universe from his throne on the moon. A fawn suddenly leaped onto the road from the cluster of trees tucked into the curve of the bend. Jade hammered the clutch and brake. Sakes alive! June smacked the dashboard with her Gucci bag. Stiff-arming the steering wheel and mashing the brake, Jade winced as the truck drifted into a blinding patch of sun. Anticipation drilled a hole between her ribs. When there was no impact, breath exploded from her lungs. Just beyond her windshield, a black-eyed doe and her 2 spotted fawns crossed the road into the woods on the other side. My heart is thumping in my throat. June spanked the dash grit from the smooth leather of her handbag. Can you imagine if you'd not seen? I wouldn't have been able to sleep for a week. Jade watched the doe as she led her young to the other side. Her head high, her steps neat and sure. Jade pressed the clutch and shifted into first with a final glance at the creature. In the grass, just beyond the trees, the doe turned and fixed her polished gaze on Jade. Yes, I know. A motor roared, and the doe dashed into the trees the moment a car whizzed around the bend. Farrell Lawrence, June said. She's got a lead foot. Run, girl, run. Jade eased off the clutch, and the truck chugged up the last few feet of the hill, the heart of the doe and the sensation of beauty resonating within her. The Bensons' foyer was cold. Jade shivered as she followed June inside, carrying a few of the bags and boxes her mother-in-law had collected from 3 days of shopping in Atlanta with honey. Constance? June clicked on the table lamp. The soft yellow light caught the gloss and glimmer of the polished mahogany. The wood grain matched the banister of the sweeping, curved staircase that spilled from the second floor into the Italian marble foyer. You here, Constance? Jade dropped the packages at the base of the staircase, rubbing the bend of her arm. What did you buy? Bricks? She peered into the Neiman Marcus bag. Christian Louboutins? Don't you have, 4 pairs already? Jade sat on the bottom step and lifted the lid off the shoebox, inhaling at the sight of the dark red patent leather heels. Wow. And now I have 5 pair. June scouted the formal living room for signs of life. I bought them for the club's Christmas ball. Reb? Constance? Barely emerging from winter's gray, and June was already planning for Christmas. Jade could learn something here. What? She wasn't sure, but the moment sure felt teachable. How much? Jade dug around for the receipt. Didn't your mama teach you it's impolite to ask how much? Get your nose out of my bags. June gazed into the family room on the other side of the foyer. Well, the place looks tidy. $600? Jade dropped the shoe back into the box and let the receipt go, fluttering into the bag. You can buy a lot of food for the poor with that kind of money. For Pete's sake, Jade, don't preach to me. Reb and I give plenty to the poor. June turned for the kitchen, her low heels beating a rhythm against the marble. Why don't you call Max and have supper here? Run quick to pick up your mama, too. Mercy, I pay Constance for a full day's work, and I want a full day, whether I'm here or not. Constance! Max is working late. Jade sauntered into the kitchen. Mama's still recovering from the last round of chemo. Why don't we try for another time? Well, if you're sure, fine. Another time. June stood in the middle of the arching, stainless steel kitchen, looking disconcerted. Jade leaned against the ivory and green island. The kitchen was like a structural hug, cozy with June's southern hospitality and dabbled with yellow and gray Smoky Mountain sunshine dripping through the skylight. How about we get Reb to fire up his grill this weekend? He'd love that. We can thaw the Kobe.